Class is in session. Welcome to Finance University, the only school where the tuition is free and, the degree actually pays you back. I'm your Dean of Dollars, and today we are performing a full forensic audit on our latest research materials. We're going to dive deep into the shadowy world of subscriptions that just won't die.
Okay, let's get right into it. Exhibit A in our audit, it comes straight from the trenches, from the real world. A Reddit user named Kainsani is locked in a battle with Microsoft Visio that sounds, honestly, more like a hostage negotiation. And come on, let's be real, who hasn't been there? This isn't just some one-off complaint, it's the perfect, real-world example of the subscription nightmare we've all had.
So, let's officially begin the audit. First order of business, we have to identify the enemy. See, this isn't just about one stubborn subscription. Oh no, it's about a much bigger problem we're calling subscription creep. And believe me, it is quietly siphoning money from your accounts as we speak. Now look, if you have ever felt guilty or kind of dumb for forgetting to cancel a free trial, I am here to tell you, stop. Just stop. This is not a personal failing. You're not lazy. You are the target. We're talking about a multi-billion-dollar market that has literally weaponized our own forgetfulness. Their entire business model is built on the hope that you won't be paying attention. So if this is a deliberate business strategy, how in the world do they get away with it? Well, to win this war, we have to fight on two fronts. And the first one, it's internal. We need to understand the exploitable bugs in our own financial operating system. The little psychological glitches that make us such easy prey. It is time to know thyself, financially speaking. So the biggest, most crucial point is getting your head around this classic trap, the sunk cost effect. This is that little voice in your head that whispers, well, I've already paid for 6 months of this streaming service I never watched, so I might as well keep it, right? It's totally irrational, it is incredibly powerful, and it is costing you a fortune. But wait, there's a more subtle glitch at play here, and it was identified in this really fascinating paper by Felicia Nguyen. It's called rational inattention. Now here's the deal. Your brain is constantly doing a cost-benefit analysis on, well, everything. And sometimes it decides that the mental energy, the cognitive cost of remembering to cancel a free trial is actually higher than the few bucks you might lose. So you just don't do it. It's a rational decision to be lazy, and guess what? Companies are absolutely counting on it. And this chart right here, this is the smoking gun. Seriously, look at this. Along the bottom, you have the trial length increasing from a few days to over a month. And on the side, that conversion rate just steadily climbs higher and higher. Now, are people all of a sudden falling in love with the service on day 29? Of course not. They are simply forgetting to cancel. This is rational inattention, live in action right on this graph. And you gotta remember, sunk costs aren't just about the money. On the left side here, sure, we've got the monetary costs, the actual cash you've spent. But on the right, we have behavioral sunk costs. And this is the tricky one. This is the time, the effort, the emotional energy you've put in. It's all those hours you spent setting up some complex piece of software. That behavioral investment can be just as powerful, maybe even more so, in keeping you hooked. Okay, so we've established that our brains have these, let's call them built-in vulnerabilities. Now let's flip the script and look at how companies have turned exploiting them into a science. It's time to examine the enemy's playbook. Because these aren't accidents, people. They are deliberate corporate strategies designed to take advantage of our brain's glitches and lock us in for good. The number one weapon in their entire arsenal is something called dark patterns. I want you to think of these as financial tripwires and trapdoors that are built right into websites and apps. They are designed specifically to confuse you, to mislead you, and to trick you into spending money you never intended to. These should be massive flashing red lights for your finances. And here's exactly how they do it. First, they create a cancellation process that's more confusing than a tax form. Then they use misleading buttons that make you think you've canceled when you've really just paused your account. Then come the endless compulsory exit surveys. And finally, the final boss. You have to get on the phone with a retention specialist whose only job is to wear you down. It's like IKEA forcing you to walk through the entire store to get to the exit, except there are no shortcuts and the meatballs are trying to sell you an extended warranty. Now, the really interesting part of this slide is the why. I mean, why go to all this trouble? Just look at these numbers. It's staggering. A tiny fraction of apps, less than 4%, use the subscription model, yet they rake in almost half of all app revenue. That is not a rounding error, my friends. That is a business model. It's a hockey stick growth curve powered by our collective inertia. And wouldn't you know it, there's an official term for this cash cow. That same Yang paper calls it inattentive revenue. This is the money they make, pure and simple, when you forget to cancel or when you just decide the hassle isn't worth it. It is profit generated directly from that cognitive friction we were just talking about. All right, we have audited the problem. We know our own weaknesses and we have seen the enemy's playbook. So now it's time to arm ourselves. This is your financial self-defense plan. This is the counter-offensive to take back control of your cash flow. Here is your toolkit, and this comes straight from users who have fought and won this war. First, use virtual credit cards. You can turn them off with a single click, instantly cutting off the money supply. Second, do not be afraid to call your bank and have them block a vendor directly. You have that power. Third, pay through services like PayPal that let you manage all your subs in one clean place. Now, here's a hilarious but effective trick. Change your address to California in the company's system. They have stricter consumer protection laws that actually make it easier to cancel. And finally, the nuclear option. Just report your card stolen. A new number is sometimes the only way to get a clean slate. So I will leave you with this question. After seeing the psychological traps and the corporate playbook laid bare, the next time you go to sign up for a free trial, just ask yourself, who's really in control of that mouse click? Is it you, or is it your very predictable psychology? That's the bell for today, folks. If you want your financial degree to keep paying you back, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to join the student body. To keep the lights on here at the university, check out our affiliate links in the description and the pinned comment. It's the best way to support the channel. Remember, we drop fresh knowledge every Wednesday and Saturday. Class dismissed.